And Rachel says she's not loved by the gods like Bam. Says no one would ever reach a hand out for her. But then Bam would probably do all that for you if he wasn't such a terrible person.
No, he'd still do it.
Yeah, he still would.
He does it for Khun, and he knows Khun's a piece of shit.
Khan's not a bad person.
Khun's a piece of shit, bro. Khun is a conniving person, and I love him. But Khun is a
I'm
piece of shit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Herbal Synergies, the shop. I'm your host, Sinji, with me, my co-host, Bay.
what up?
What's up, Irby? How you doing today, man?
You know, I'm doing all right, hanging in there.
Gambare, gambare, sir.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, hmm
You got a flavor this week?
I do.
You
I
do.
am going. I'm going to go with my man Bam. It's kind of like a silly one when they reach the train and Bam's like a kid with the white hair, and then Ho Quint's like a boy. It's something silly. They kind of just look at each other with like, who's this weirdo wacko?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I'm rolling with. Some off kilter, something a little different. They don't always
Gotcha.
got to be about beat downs and killings.
Hey, man, that's not gonna be the first time Bam hits your flavor.
It's not the first time because he's been my flavor before. So
That ain't gonna be the last time, is what I meant to say then.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Man, we're on episode like 37. I ain't gonna remember all these shits.
I remember most of the stuff,
Ooh.
but that's me.
My flavor is the moment in ReZero episode either 2 or 3. I
You
think it's
mean 6 or
3.
7?
The third episode this week, yeah. So like 7 or 8,
Six,
6 or
six or
7, 6 or
seven.
7,
Yeah, yeah,
where Rem comes out of the forest with the fucking mace,
yeah,
the ball and chain, and I was just like, oh, mind fucked. I'm dead. Okay, I'm ready. Continue.
yeah. I was like, who's killing whom?
Yeah, ReZero fucked me all up this week. I was just like, I don't understand anything right now.
Yeah,
Although ReZero just kind of fucked up our whole theory.
yeah. It's. Do you just want to get into ReZero now?
No, no, no. I feel like ReZero is hot.
Okay.
Let's save it for last. I want to save ReZero for last.
Okay. Well, yeah. All right. Well, we can talk about the theory later.
All right. So, you wanted to get into one of the newer shows, so I guess the only other one is Fena.
Yeah. Let's get on to some finna.
All right. So we start off the episode, and it just looked like everyone's morale was down without Yukimaru and Fena.
Yeah. It was everyone's sad and mopey, and then we catch Enjo and Kaede about to get on a rowboat,
Mm-hmm.
and they all have a group discussion. They're like, "Oh, whatever, da 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 da. We're her friends. We want to save her." So then they all end up going on the ship. So, well, they all have their own reasons. I think Karen wanted to fight the pirate lady, the Anne pirate lady, because he hit her in the face. So it's like selfish reasons. Um,
Well, might not be able to do that anymore.
no, no, that's a little later, but yeah. Then the colonel's talking to Finn about her mother, and then the Rumble Rose pirates attack, and they hit him with a incendiary round meant to breach walls, and it completely obliterates the ship. It's pretty much overkill.
Yo, Abel. I've said Yukimaru ruthless. Abel ruthless.
Yeah, he's worse. The guy's like, but sir, it's made for to build a breach a fortress. He's like, load the round.
Shoot them. do it.
it did. It, like he blew off the front of the ship and it went through the back and just like everything was on fire. And I was like, man. Mm. But yeah, they did provoke the attack first because they were shooting at that ship. So,
Yeah,
and my
I
men,
mean,
yeah,
I don't know. So like, I feel like that whole ship thought that they were still like allies with them, even though they didn't like them. So I feel like they could have just boarded the ship first and attacked, rather than if that's what they wanted to do.
well, I think he did say like "go away or be gone" or something because they all were there when she did the little attitude and he like shot her. So I guess if they seen the ship, they were probably like, "Oh, he shot at her," so they not on friendly terms. So it could be one of those things. I don't know, but anyway, they got obliterated. So they built the ship, and then Yukimaru searches the wreckage, and he sees someone with Finna-ish hair, and he like gets a flashback. And as he goes back into training with a key, and he says Yukimaru can't beat him because his heart is too timid.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get a Finna flashback to that night, and this happens because all the soldiers are like encroaching her. The one soldier doesn't care for her; he just calls her the the captain's whore or something. And I was like, dang, that's terrible. But that people don't know the story, but the story comes out a little later in the next episodes. And then my man Yukimaru shows up after he says, Yukimaru, save me. And he starts slashing people, kicking people, fighting them up.
Well, that's before that. Like she started having flashbacks to like the when her father's ship got attacked, and she realized that the people there were the
Or on
people
the ship.
there.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, flashback to the night she left. And then Yukimaru shows up. And then my man Abu shoots him in the side
Double taps that motherfucker,
twice.
and
I was
then
like, dang.
Yukimaru looks over and he's like, "Oh, you were there." I'm like, "Damn, this whole ship was there."
Everyone was there. So, yeah, we kind of find out later other stuff. But then, yeah, it was a cowardly attack. And my man Yukimaru's bleeding out. And the rest of the crew shows up. Mokuba has a smoke screen. I thought he was gonna blow up the ship with dynamite, but it's a smoke screen. And they find out that they can't make Yukimaru's bleeding stop, so they have to go to Chow Yuen. I don't know how to say it, but so it's they go there for the doctor, and the whole crew's wiped out. They find out let's see, yeah, the whole crew of they flashback and the whole crew that Yukimaru's ship when he was a little kid was wiped out. So I was like, oh man, that's sad. And then the doctor says Yukimaru's gonna make it. But this is what I was thinking, like, how do you stop a wound from festering and like changing the bandage and stuff, but you can't remove a bullet? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Maybe they just didn't have the tools to do it.
but I also feel like that's like medic survival 101. Like, you need to have tools in the field. Like, maybe not everyone uses guns, but I feel like if you can remove an arrow from somebody, you can remove a bullet.
Especially the gun lady should be like able to do this.
Yeah, that's why I was like, this kind of doesn't make sense. But then I'm like, I guess this kind of progresses the plot.
I had a thought, and I was just like, it was a slight theory, nothing concrete, and I was just like, I think Shitan just might kind of love Yukimaru. Like it's not uncommon for shows to have um guys into guys and girls into girls these days, and like I'm just putting them out there. Might be a thing.
Maybe, but I feel like anytime you go to port, Shitan's always there getting some honeys.
Yeah, right.
It could be like
Classic. I'm a super ladies man because I'm actually a man's man.
No, I don't think he's Sanji, but still, I feel like
Did you just call
it
Sanji gay?
maybe. I don't know that whole arc where he was on the island with those
It
people.
was
It
sketchy.
was
It was a little sketch. Okay, I'll give you that.
yeah.
My
I think
man, he was at a very confusing time in his life
yeah.
where
Well,
everything was a man, but everything was also a woman, and I don't think I'm allowed to say that because I don't think it's politically correct. But hey,
yeah. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it, But I was like, oh, Sanji, he's finally discovered himself. But still, so, but yeah, I feel like it's more like a looking up to big brother situation where he's like, I really care for my brother. I don't want to see him get hurt, and I don't want him to go against our people.
right.
So that could be it. I don't know. But anyhow, yeah, that's my thought. I was like, oh, so you can do everything, but you don't know how to keep a wound from fester. You keep a wound from festering, can't remove bullets. Okay, got it. And then so everyone's praising Finna for knowing what to do, but Bashitan says it was actually Finna's fault, which isn't entirely wrong. And then he proceeds to tell people Finna spell is on everyone and that she came from a long line of witches that corrupts people and leads them astray.
Now here was my
And then we
problem with
flash,
this.
yeah,
What was my problem with this? So like Fenda's a witch because people like her and consider her Fenda and worth saving. But like Shitan's obsessed with saving Yukimaru. So is Yukimaru a wizard?
I think it's more to do with people or something. I don't know. It it doesn't like exactly make sense because maybe it's like the charisma aspect of people always wanting to help her out,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. But still, but yeah. Then we flash back to before he leaves and he talks to the priest, and the priest is like, "Strike down the witch if Yukimaru gets under the spell." And I'm like, "Oh Lord." So and then they all say they did it on their own terms, and now they're all hunted men and women. And then we flash to when Shitan's training with Yukimaru, and Yukimaru like beats him.
Easily.
Yeah, easily. Shitan he decides to take up the bow, and this is like a little moment to him. Yukimaru's like, it's like instead of aiming where you wanted to go, why don't you aim it where it wants to go? So he figured that little advice gave him the foresight on how to use a bow. So I was like, okay,
Which makes me
cool.
feel like Yukimaru is also better with a bow.
He probably is better with a bow. He's probably better in a lot of things. He
Yeah,
just probably just uses swords because that's just
his
easiest
preferred
to him.
method, yeah.
Yeah. And then my girl Finna finds Shitan and they talk and she wants to be his student still and it's like he wants to travel the world with everybody and he's like, I finally understand why Yukimaru always hits you on the head. So then my man Yukimaru wakes up and he's like, I can't feel my legs. And I was like, oh Lord,
Yeah, that kind of
he's
freaked me
done.
out, man. That kind of fucked me up. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga's paralyzed.
I was like, maybe he'll get his legs back later, but still. So I was like, dang. And then finished sleeping on his legs. So,
And the dog. And Broly.
and the dog. Yeah. And so then they go out, and then Finna tells him about the time on the Navy ship, and he's like, oh, I see. Yeah, so and then he comes out with this very I don't have the exact wording, but it was like there's like two reasons for people to exist or something,
Mm-hmm.
or gives them life. And he's
No,
like the
it's
first
the
one is
two purest moments of
life or something.
like
Yeah,
satisfaction, like proudest, happiest moments in your life, and it's like
you breathe in
your first
your
breath.
first breath, and then what you find your purpose for in the world.
I thought right there and there, I thought he was gonna say his purpose in the world is to like protect her.
Yeah, that's what he did say.
No, I think he was like, I think when we get to Eden, you and I will both find our purpose in the world.
Yeah, well, during that talk he said he wanted to protect her. So I feel like his purpose is already like, hey, I just want to protect you and be with you, my girl. It's us against the world. You got nothing to worry about when you with me, baby. But
That's not how
yeah.
you said it, but that's how Fenna took it.
Yeah. So then she's all flustered and she falls out. And then we get to the final episode this week, vice versa. So I feel like the Colonel is just a creep, and he flashbacks to the night of the fire,
That
and
man
then
was
he
being
flash
tormented by something.
yeah. Then he flashes back to the first time seeing Helena, and we find out that Abel is actually supposed to be a prince, and
Mm-hmm.
and he finds Helena dancing in the rain in the garden, and they become friends. And then Helena was made to elope with a Dutchman, but she's to have the king's child, which I think is all sorts of messed up because Abel and her are like the same age, so his dad got to be at least 20 to 30 years older than both of them.
But like,
So
it says like he's a prince, but like he has no family or friends.
yeah,
I don't know, man. I was confused. I kind of felt a little for Abel after this flashback, man.
yeah,
I was like, okay, I get where you're coming from. I'm not saying I like you. I'm just saying if you die, I prefer it to happen quickly.
I'm thinking maybe he doesn't have um family because he doesn't consider his dad family because he might not be there or he might not be the best of fathers.
That could be a thing.
That could be. They didn't give much about it. So yeah. And then time passes and Helena's locked up and he's like, Helena, why'd you leave me? And he's like, I wanted you near and da 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 da. And then Helena tells him of a child that she has. And then Caesar tell him his part is finished. So I also was thinking if he's actually truly related to the king, Finna is like his sister, and he kind of has an infatuation with her, which I don't know, is it romantical or just like
I don't think he's
he's
actually
looking like,
infatuated with her. I think her resemblance to her mom is what he's infatuated with.
yeah, true,
I don't think he can really give a shit about her.
yeah, but it could just be like one of those ones where you trying to look after family.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
But
And
he
then
he did.
she's
He
hmm?
said he wants to go to Eden with her. Like he'll be there soon. But like he's trying to find Eden. But like I'm just thinking Eden's a place you die.
I'm not sure.
You find when you're dead.
Yeah, but anyhow, so she was saying only people with a calling can go to Eden, and tells him if he crosses paths with a child that he might that going to Eden might be one of his actual callings. And then she proceeds to get burned at the stake, and she said that Abel was her only love, which was sad. Being burned at the stakes, no way to go.
Hey
And then
man, I give her
yeah,
props. She didn't scream.
she didn't. She did it like a trooper.
She actually smiled.
Yeah,
And Abel lost. It looks like he lost all his humanity.
yeah. And he was like, "I'll be with you soon, sweetie."
Damn.
And then we go back to Yukimaru and Finna, where they're sitting outside and chit chat, shooting the breeze, and Yukimaru leaves, and Finna starts humming this song, and then Yukimaru knows the words to the song. He's like, "Oh, it's because you used to sing all the time when you were little." So then they come to a realization that Song may be leading them to Eden, and they find out the information has to be reversed, which is like vice versa, the
So they
name of
so
the
they flipped the
episode.
script.
Yeah, all the information's reversed. And then she says like she's not looking for Eden, but Eden's looking for her. And then she talks to the crew and it's like, I want to just go on adventures and stuff with you forever. And I'm like, okay, Luffy.
Luffy doesn't want to go on
Yep.
adventures forever. Luffy wants to find the One Piece,
Yep.
which happens to be taking forever.
Yeah. And she wants to join them on the journey. So yeah, there's that.
Gotcha. Okay, so little update before we move on, guys. My little project, mainly an update for Irby. I have, if there were like 100% of important characters in season one, I would say I have 90% of them named. And then there are roles that I might throw in there, so that's why I say 90% out of 100. But everyone in season one is named and ready to move forward with chapter two.
Or
Yes.
that's how you feel, man. It's really how you feel.
Yes.
Hip and ice cold.
What?
Not nothing. I'm just going off on a tangent.
Okay.
It's being my crazy self.
All right. So, you want to do Tower of God or Dragon Ball next? Or Jujutsu Kaisen? They're all mangas.
And Boruto,
Ugh.
which you probably didn't even read. So I'll just give you a little recap.
Yeah,
Not
you do
too
Boruto.
spectacular. No, I'll start with Tower God. I'll
Okay, you
do
do
that
Tower of
one.
God.
Yeah. So this one, first chapter, uh, Bam starts to take on Ginseng, and then they flee. Kun has a plan, and Ginseng can't use his powers because he's in an area that's for regulars. So his powers reduced. Rack ends up getting choked out, and then Bam heads to the ship. And we find out that Kun was actually an abandoned child, and Jin Sung is pretty fast. He says, "I can catch up with y'all with just one leg." And Kun uses his lighthouse teleportation, and then they go to the middle area. After they fight for a little while, of course. And then Hoa Quinn tells he kills a monster, and then he calls Viola a monster. So I was like, "Oh, okay, it's finna heat up." So then we find out that there's a rule that rankers can't interfere with matters related to the train. We find out that stations are actually like safe houses for regulars to get on the train. Boro Group starts to board the train. Then we find out that stations are essentially battlegrounds hunting for people that need tickets to get on the train. So it's like all out war when you get there. Wang Nan and Eon are captured. And we find out that Ho Quinn is a nut job. And then they talk about families using the middle grounds as their playgrounds, just doing whatever they want in the middle areas. And we find out that there's a special token for Daniel that makes him need souls for some reason. It's weird, but I guess it's how you stay youthful. Then Horion and Rachel talk. We find out that Rachel hates Bam, and she's like, "What did I hate about Bam?" and so much, and yada yada. And then she was like, "What do I want to take away from Bam?" I'm like, "Oh, you just jealous hearted person." And she was jealous of the way his friends were always by his side and wants to gather people she can rely on, even if they're fake people. I don't mess with the fake. And then Sachi shows up, and Rachel says she's not loved by the gods like Bam. Says no one would ever reach a hand out for her. But then Bam would probably do all that for you if he wasn't such a terrible person.
No, he'd still do it.
Yeah, he still would.
He does it for Kun, and he knows Kun's a piece of shit.
Khan's not a bad person.
Kun's a piece of shit, bro. Kun is a conniving person, and I love him. But Kun is a
Khan,
piece of shit.
no, Khan is just cunning.
Sure.
Yeah,
We'll go with that. And Rack
yeah.
is
So
racking and Bam is bamming.
no, Rack is just cool.
He a
I would
cool
do a
gator.
spin. Yeah, I would do a. He's not a gator. I
He's
don't know.
Rack Reifenhauser or whatever.
Yeah, white wraith rouser or something. I don't know, but he's a cool cat.
He's a brown gator.
Yeah. So then Rachel starts a special event using Emily. The Hoquin made a contract with the administrator. And it's only valid for the train, and he can't leave the train until he becomes complete. And Daniel wants to make Hoquin complete so that he can bring back Rowan with the power. And then there's speculation that Hoquin's part of the Arya family. And then Hoquin tells the people, "Hey, why don't you cut the head off of 4 enemies to get on the train?" And he proceeds to like they rebel rouse or whatever, and he uses an attack. I'm not sure. It looks like energy suction, something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So then we find out that 600 years ago, Rowan killed a guy named Bullock to try to restore some order to the train because Ho Quinn was just a bully on the train, pulling a Senji, being a bully because they beat up on Poe. Yeah, and there's power dynamic. Flash forward again, Ho Quinn changes the game to kill these 2 people. I think they were end up being like Fug people because they were going to stop Ho Quinn on the train. So they did the fight. They beat all the people, and then Hoquin slaughters those 2 people. And then Hoquin sees Boro, and he's like, "I want to kill Boro." And I want to say Kun's brother stopped the train from taking off so that Kun can make it on time. I don't know, but yeah. So everyone's trying to board the train. Bam makes it onto the train, and this is my part where they're like, "Oh," Bam's like, "Oh, who's that kid with the white hair?" And Hoquin's like, "A little boy." And then Rat calls someone a squished rice cake looking thing, which is also hilarious. Uh, my man Bam blocks Hoquin's sword somehow. I think he tapped into their conscious power, and then Rat gets smacked. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, but Bam narrowly escaped the hit. The thorn saved his life. Yeah, and then I also had this jotted down that my man Bam was getting ready to learn how to use Ho Quinn's attack because he got smacked by it.
Yo, he was ready.
Yeah. So Rowan, we learned that Rowan sacrificed herself for the other people on the train. Sachi is a ticket hunter to keep people off the train, and they all feel guilty about Rowan's death. Yuraha wants to see the real stars outside, like Rachel. Loser. And then Bam figures out that the sword actually moves. And then the conductor appears to put the stop to all the fighting. And then Wang Nan and Yeon, I think they find the other half of Ho Quinn. He's just like a little boy, which is weird. I don't know why he's a little boy. He's over 600 years old. But that's just me. Yeah, Ranker Pedro speaks. He's actually part of Sir Caracas group, the great slayer of Fug. And we also find out that this Ho Quinn counterpart doesn't need to eat actual souls. He eats actual food, which is something different. But yeah, they pick the conductor wants to start doing the Slayer nominee, and there
Mm-hmm.
can only be one, so he's putting Bam against the other guy. And the fat and noisy turtle, Rex says, which is funny. Yeah, we find out that Ho Quinn's actually in split condition. He's not actually whole. And then they capture Bam's friends to make Bam play. And I was like, why do you need Bam to play if you already have another Slayer? So so that's like weird in my eyes. You following me?
Mm-hmm.
Like why you need Bam to fight when you got this guy that's pretty strong?
Because
Hmm?
man, it's Bam.
It's Bam. Well, I don't care. So they have 1 month for preparation. It's life or death. Then the conductor gives more details about the sections on each floor. There's monsters and guardians in every room. I want to do all of this. Hoquin asks Daniel to get the other Hoquin, and Daniel's like, "Oh, he's not near here." And then Rachel's like, "Oh, that's a lie. That's Emily." And then Daniel's like, "Damn, he's not supposed to be whole yet," which I find kind of suspicious because I feel like he's a double agent now.
Well,
Daniel,
Daniel.
yeah. So I was like, okay. And then I can't stand Rachel. And then Rex starts throwing hands with people, and they're about to, you know, do some stuff. And there's some people, and they're fighting some stuff. And then Bam gets called out by Horion saying, because you keep going after Rachel, you put everyone in danger. So I was like, oh, finally someone does something to Bam,
Mm-mm.
you little loser, little
Damn.
loser Bam. Why you keep chasing a girl that don't want you, dog? Just let her go. You got just chalk it up. Chalk it up to the game. Keep it moving, guy. Life lesson right there.
Life lesson.
Yeah. Life lesson. Don't be wasting your time chasing after them, Bam. If they don't want you, you gotta just learn to let them go.
Let him go.
Yeah. But
I won't say
anyhow,
when, but I think he's starting to learn that lesson.
oh, season 3 probably. Yeah.
No, I think it's in season 2.
Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I'll find out when I get there.
Yes, sir.
Don't chase, replace.
Dragon Ball Super.
Let's say that for a little later.
Um.
Boruto recap.
Oh.
And so,
Wake me up when it's over.
wake me up when it's all over. All right. So Boruto he completely missed the point of what Kawaki was doing when he left because he's like, "Why are you trying? Why you out here by yourself?" Kawaki wants to save Naruto, Lord Seventh, and then Boruto pretty much tells him we got to hold out until everyone arrives with help. And then Karaki wants to meet with the all-seeing lady because for some reason Code doesn't. He's not on Code's list, so someone else is pulling the strings. So he wants to see who it is. And Boruto punches Kawaki, and then Naruto finally figures out to track Boruto, which is like real late in the game because Boruto left and like ain't no one know, which is silly. And then Boruto fights Code with a white karma instead of blue. So I was like, oh, okay. Don't know the secret. Don't know the difference between white and blue yet. But they did say the point of the karma is to increase power and speed. And the true essence of the karma is the accumulated battle experience of millennia of the Otsutsuki clan.
Yeah, so like if Boruto taps into it, he'll have that Otsutsuki clan battle experience.
Yeah. And then Boruto activates his karma. And that's it. So,
Yeah, I read an article about it.
yeah, I know you read the article because I sent it to you.
Oh yeah, that was you.
Yeah.
I read a lot of anime articles on Google too.
Yeah. I always send stuff to you. You just never know it's me.
Hmm.
That hurts. But
So Jujutsu.
yeah, we talk about Dragon Ball, either one. I just figured we get Boruto out the way because it's your least favorite.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe it'll pick up eventually.
It's not bad now.
It might not be bad.
You just ain't read it, so you don't know nothing.
You right. You right. You right. Can't deny
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So go ahead and start it up.
Well, Dragon Ball was a for the amount of hype they put on this chapter, it was kind of lackluster. It was just a flashback to Frieza and the Sands
I
raiding the
think it was
planet.
more just informational,
Mm-hmm.
It's not wasn't like fighting or intense or anything.
So it was Bardock, the Sands and Frieza's army show up and they pretty much destroy the whole planet. And off a whim, Bardock's about to eliminate two more civilians, but then they remind him of his wife and Kakarot, who was just born. So he spares them, and he hides them away with a Namekian that like he scouted out. But the Heaters show up, and the Heaters pretty much auction off every planet that Frieza um like kills everyone on. So
Yeah,
from by the end of the chapter, what you gather is that Bardar kind of embarrassed Gas, but they never showed the fight. And now the Heather's about to join the battle with Goku and Vegeta and Granola, and Gas wants revenge on Goku because Goku is the son of Bardock. But I have a feeling the Gas is about to get embarrassed again.
yeah, but
I was so like I have a contractor who shows up at my job and like he actually downloaded the Shonen Jump app because like he would wait for someone to put it up on YouTube. I was like, no, dude, just download the app. It's free. Um, so now we talk about it, and I was asking, I was like, what is the end goal to this arc now? Like, Granola is way strong. Like, Frieza's no match for Granola.
yeah,
We can't keep acting like Frieza is this big bad enemy. Frieza's not that strong. He's not relevant.
yeah. I don't know, but yeah, I'm really feeling some particulars. I did like how they figured out in like the spur of the moment to destroy the moon, and that Bardock actually missed Goku's birth, and then he just came back to name him. And then the whole power level thing, he was like, "Oh, that's an animal, but it's moving too deliberate." So I was like, "Oh, okay." And Granola's mother, Muzili, that's her name. Pretty cool. I liked her. She was a cool woman.
Till she died.
But yeah, and you find that's the backstory, and then I find it funny that Vegeta is the only one that knows Bardock's his father. Like what? Like he just happened to have that encyclopedia knowledge that oh that is your father. Like why do you know this random fact?
Well,
But then
because Vegeta was like the prince when the Saiyans were serving Frieza, and he was a capable child.
but that man was like 6 at the time when Bardock was fighting the Saiyans.
Yeah, and it's like the spitting image. That's probably why Vegeta knows Goku's name, like, and never called him by Goku. It's called him Kakarot.
Still, I find it weird. I wasn't remembering no names like that when I was 6.
I know a couple names.
Nah, you lying.
I do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then he said, code kind heartedness runs in the family, which might lead to something. Yeah, and they're selling the planet for 100 billion pool, and then they actually discovered that the heaters were going to betray Frieza. Yeah, and then so they go looking for him. They're going to fight, and then we found out this is 40 years ago. And then I also had this question too. So if that was like 40 years ago, so go that would put Goku at like 40, right? Because he was just born.
Mm-hmm. And
So
Vegeta is like, I think Vegeta might be older than Goku.
yeah, I don't know. But then I also had this other thought: do hyperbaric time chamber years actually count towards your age?
Yes, they should
Okay, but it's
because you
just
do live every day. Like even though a year doesn't pass on the outside, you go a year in there. Like you have to eat, you have to sleep. It's one of those things where like time doesn't stop for anyone. You know what I mean? Unless they are just trapped in time, and then like no, they didn't age a year. They just got a year's worth of experience. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Cause I was thinking if that was the case, Goku should be like 50 or AARP. He looks like a spry chicken.
Okay. It says Goku is 40-ish and Vegeta is 2 years older.
Yeah. So I don't know. Who knows? So that man's been in the hyperbolic time chamber a lot.
And
Well, I think
originally it
didn't
was
they
supposed to
say?
be something you're only supposed to be able to use once.
I thought it was something like you can only use like 3 times
But
or
like
something like that.
I don't know. But like the rules changed when Dende took over because I guess Dende had more capabilities than Kami.
Yeah,
Because
I
just
don't
like the
know.
Dragon Balls, like the Dragon Balls only work. The Dragon Balls are only as strong as the person who makes them, which really fucking confuses me because like it would all stand to reason that Dende can just grant these wishes they're chasing the balls for.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's confusing.
But Jujutsu Kaisen,
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. Nothing much there. Propeller Man gets in the fight with Yuji. Yuji smacks the propeller off his head, then
he's
gives
like,
him a nice kick.
he's like, your fist broken, isn't it? Just fucking bangs him. Nope.
Yeah,
It's like, damn, when am I supposed to ask this question?
yeah.
All we really got out of this chapter is that like there's a guy helping Yuji now, and there's a chick helping uh,
Megami.
Megami, and one of them is lying about where the dude is.
Yeah. Don't know which one is which though.
Yeah, no, I think I want to say it's probably the guy Yuji's with because everyone's gonna expect the girl because Megami kind of forced her to help.
Yeah,
So I think Yuji is the one that's about to get betrayed, but little
yeah,
does homie know Yuji has Sukuna with him, so
yeah. Ukiboru and Shinjuku.
you can kill him as much as you want.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know. Somewhat. On
That
to the next one.
we will find out tomorrow.
ReZero.
Oh my god, ReZero. I'm so excited to talk about this.
Really?
Yes. Alright, so
I'm not excited.
whatever.
I don't get excited
Subaru was trying to recreate the day before, which was really weird. Okay. How did he I'm trying to figure out because the time frame in this episode was like kind of confusing. So like he went through 4 days and then died, right?
this. I think. Yeah. This is one where like he didn't he say he's gonna stay up.
Mhm.
Was this episode?
No, no, no. So this episode
No, he got murdered. That's what happened.
he kept getting murdered in his sleep.
Yeah. So yeah, this one. He wakes up and runs to the library, and like Betty remembers him somehow. She's like, "This is the second time today," and I was like, "Second time?" I was like, "He just restarted," which I thought was weird.
Mhm. It like specifically made him go back to after he met Betty.
Yeah, like so she was the save point. Um,
Yeah. So like you
yeah,
all right, so we don't figure out that he's been dying this whole time until episode 7
yeah,
because by episode 2 I was still coming up with theories that supported your theory. And I was just like I was like, "Oh, shit. Maybe she can't go to the village cuz every time he tries to take her to the village, she doesn't want to go. It's like noticeable."
yeah. I don't know, but it's just weird because I think it has to. Well, you learn more in the next episode. I don't want to get too ahead, but yeah. So I did have some notes here that were he still chooses to be the hired help, and he takes a bath, and the girl calls his little thing a little sorry thing.
I
A
wrote that
little,
too. I was like, damn,
yeah,
she just played my man out.
played him hard, and she still teaches him to read and write. And then he tries to get the blue haired girl to be more unique and be herself.
Rem.
Yeah, Rim. And then she agrees to cut his hair. And then they go to town, and the date is still in his mind.
Which him and Ren had a really good fucking like. It seemed like they had a lot of sincere moments in the village and like going out, and it was just like, damn, Rem, this
Yeah,
whole time.
yeah, yeah. So then, yeah, the pink-haired girl is Rom. She's like self-assured, and then she, and then they can't make it to tutoring, so Mealy comes to tutor him, and then she agrees to go on a date, and my man starts throwing up and dying after after she leaves. So, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I
So
don't know.
then, yeah, the next episode, the sounds of chains. He dies and restarts again.
Yeah. Um. So, what did you think about the ogre story?
I thought the ogre story was something based on the twins that he heard, but I did hear it differently before. Um, I forget where,
You've
but
heard the story
basically,
before?
yeah. But it was different. I think the story it went along the lines of this: like one of the ogres went down and attacked the village, um, and the other ogre chased it away, and that's how the humans came to like that ogre.
Mm.
So I can't remember exactly which anime I saw. Maybe that's more of an adult fairy tale. But
It's almost along the lines of what the story he said. It just had a different like you might be forgetting the beginning, or it just has a different beginning.
yeah, well, one of them it started the same where one of them wanted to be friends with the humans, but the other one, uh, they were friends and they were scared or something, and he was like, "Oh, we could show them that they don't have to be scared of you." So he did that, and then they made the other ogre leave, and the ogre was like, "Oh, I'll never see you again, but have happy times with the new humans." So, but yeah, we
Oh,
also do find that Subaru has to sleep at the end of the day too, or else he gets weak and cold. So I feel like he has to go to sleep in order for him to progress.
oh, is that why he was out of? That makes sense.
Yeah, like he was sleeping weak, and then I wrote a note here. I was like, what if some people actually remove from like the restart effect? Because I flashed back to when he was like, oh, she was like, yeah, you're here for the second time today. And I was like, second time? Like, he just woke up once already. And we found out that Beatrice actually healed him. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, so
And then,
like that one kind of confused me too. So I thought like Beatrice wasn't affected by whatever was happening to him.
still don't know
But
what's going
then I
on.
remembered that like when he first woke up, he stumbled and went into her room, and she like knocked him out again.
Yeah.
But there are two things I did like these last three episodes are really fucking with my head when it comes to Rem, Ron, and Betty because like why does Betty swear to protect him all of a sudden? Like what changed? Nothing changed. I don't understand. Why
Uh,
if Rem and Rom actually hate him so much because he smells like the witch of envy? Why were they holding his hand when he was having a bad dream? I don't understand.
because they're compassionate people.
And who is sneaking into the fucking building? I don't. I'm so confused. And why didn't he? If he was ready to die, why didn't he just let her kill him? Why did he have to jump off the fucking cliff? Like, okay,
Oh, you just skipped the whole episode.
Nah, bro. Like these are questions I need answers. Fuck the order of operations. I'm very confused.
Yeah. Let me go backtrack. I did have a note here where the witch's story kind of like upset Rem and Ron. So, but yeah, and then that was when Rem came and attacked Subaru. So then he gets tortured here. Let's see if I can. I feel like it like the witches has something to do with it,
With
and apparently
the witch has
the
definitely
stuff.
cursed him.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah,
witch.
the stuff. Yeah, the fairy tales are like actually true stuff. They were saying
Mm-hmm.
that too. So
Yeah, you can tell that. Um. So and like it seems like whatever Super, even though it made no sense, whatever Super was saying was getting to Rem because like you can see it in her face, like oh my god, and like
yeah,
it almost seemed like when she slit his throat, it was just like if I let him keep going, I'm not gonna be able to do this.
yeah. Well, I don't think she. I think someone else came in and threw it.
You think someone else finished him off?
Yeah, I think someone else did it because he was talking too much. Because if you noticed, he can't. If he tells people
Mm-hmm.
that he dies,
Mm-hmm.
like the curse just gets him immediately.
Because he wanted to tell Mealy.
Yeah, and so and the stench of the winch of envy is all over him. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like he should have just let her kill him. But
Oh,
I,
okay. I
it,
think I get why Betty's helping him now.
why?
Because she couldn't make sense of the stench. Like the stench got stronger, and she didn't know why,
Yeah.
which
So
implies that he's cursed.
yeah, and that's why she was like, "Well, you can't fight the fates or something." When they was up there talking,
Mm-hmm.
so so. But yeah, I feel like he could just let them kill them, but it was more so he had to jump off for like dramatic effect because it had to be like his choice to like go back and try to save Rem from dying from the curse. And so I feel like if he doesn't play his part, then the curse just kills someone else. Like it's like, oh, we're going to show you that you got to play your part, or else you're going to die anyway. Which it kind of did you ever used to read those books where they're like for whichever option you think's the best, switch to this chapter or whatever when you were younger.
No, but I've played very like option based games before. Like
Nah, I'm not talking about games. I'm talking about books.
I know. I'm just saying. It's kind of the same thing.
Books.
Option based. I'm just saying.
No, because like it was like oh, because they anyway the series I used to read was like an Animorph one, and you would flip to the page and it'd be like oh they would tell you why this option is wrong and which one you should choose. So I feel like it's kind of along those lines. I think this time he did choose to be a guest of the house, and they called him like a freeloader and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, but the maids they held his hand because they're just compassionate people. They were saying that at the end of the episode, and he kind of started figuring that all out. But yeah, I like the maids. They're great
Poor
people.
Subaru though. Like That's like mentally taking its toll on him.
Yeah, he's looked shook up a whole lot. And I'm like, man,
Because
well,
like no matter how many times it happens, it might as well all be a dream.
yeah. He's
None
like,
of the
y'all don't
moments.
even remember
Yeah.
this and that,
And he's like, "Why do
crying.
you all hate me?" And it's just like, "Nah, they ain't doing it to you, dog."
Yeah, it's it's crazy stuff with Subaru. Subaru Natsuki. That's the guy.
I'm digging it, and I can't wait to see.
It's okay. I think it's better than One Piece though.
It's like you're never impressed, but everything's better than One Piece. Everything's
Yeah,
okay, but everything's better than One Piece. It's okay. It's better than One Piece though. Hey,
yeah,
Irby, how's Inuyasha? It's okay. Better than One Piece though. Hey, Irby,
yeah,
how's High School DxD? It's okay. Better than One Piece
yeah,
though.
yeah. It
Hey,
happens
Irby,
that way,
how's
sir.
Weak Heroes? Sucks. Still better than One Piece though.
Nah, Weak Hero is worse than One Piece.
Uh,
Yeah,
Do you want to go out on anything, Irby?
I think I did, but now I can't remember.
Damn.
Hmm. Happens when you get old, man.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Hmm. It bees that way.
Well, guys. Oh, excuse me. Whew. Got tired? Don't worry.
Hey,
It's
Sleeping
over.
Beauty.
Hey, man. If you kept talking about Boruto, you would have put me out.
That's why I did it real quick.
um, guys, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Herbal Synergy. IRBALSINERGY. Help us, spread us, show us some love, and we'll catch you next week. Peace.
Peace.